believe it or not, I love using Bootstrap. But one major flaw I find in Bootstrap all the time is I usually just want to rewrite the code by myself. Like for instance, I might like the formatting Bootstrap does to their text, but I really want to rewrite their nav bar. And there's a lot of functions I do not use in Bootstrap. I just want to write on my own using CSS. And so in this video, which is created by Nano Productions, we're going to make our lives easier. We're going to create a simple, just very basic starter template, or like a starter framework instead, that will let us practice our CSS skills. But also, we can also be able to rapidly create our simple websites. So we won't have, every time we start a new website, we won't have to worry about the font, the margin, the padding, a container, or like quick text center classes. Instead, this will be all done for us. So this project is 100% open source. I'll have a link in the description below to get the source code. But anyway, you're free to edit anything you like. So let's get started. Now, by the way, for example, I have this starter template of Bootstrap, which I do not like at all. I mean, I do really use all the time, but I don't use a nav bar. I'll probably not even use their probably I won't even use your jumbotrons. I'll probably just use like their text formatting, which makes it amazing. Alright, so let's take this. I want to split screen, so like to make my life a lot easier. Now, we're going to go and create a new folder. So we're going to click on open folder, which is possible. And I'm just going to create a new folder. And I'm going to call it CSS Starter Framework. By the way, in this video, so now we're going to click on select folder. Now in this video, I will be moving faster than like more of a beginner series, as by now you should know the basics of CSS. Now we want to go ahead and create a style.css. Now there's no need to create an index.html since we'll only be using the CSS part and not the index.html. So if I get my notes. Alright, the first thing we want to do is go grab a Google font. So we want to go ahead and open our browser and go to fonts.google.com. This is a free website that you can get great web fonts from. Now we want to import the font. So while it's loading, I'll go and say import Google font as a comment. By the way, VS Code shortcut for comments is Control and /. Now we want to grab two fonts. Now I want to grab Lato, which will be my paragraph, my A tags, everything. And then I also want to grab Oswald. So Oswald will be my heading. So if I just click on this, I want to do the @import, because if we take the standard import, it's just going to live in our index.html, in which we do not want to create right now. We want to be able to copy and paste this file into any project we want to start. So I'm going to go and paste that here. And I'll press enter. So now I'm going to go ahead Alright, so if I save, that should do nothing because we're not really doing. Now we want to type up our CSS. So let's do a general reset. And we will go ahead and zero out the margin, zero out the padding, do box sizing to border box, and we also want to change our overflow to auto. All right, now let's start our main styling. Alright, so our body, we want to have a width of 95% so nothing is against the side. So our body, we want to have a font family, so basically our main font for everything to be Lato. And then we want to have sans serif as our font just in case it doesn't load. So now we want to have a background of slight gray, which is not fully gray, but not pure white. Now we want all of our black of our font to be this almost black color, since actual black looks a lot black. And then our line height to be 1.5. Now our container is going to have the width of 95%. We're going to have a max width, so the breakpoint is going to be 1024 pixels. And then our margin to be 0 and auto. Now, we want our heading styles. So, let's go and target all our headings. So, we have a margin top of 11 pixels. We have a margin bottom of 10 pixels. And then a font weight of 300. Now our paragraph tags, we have a margin top of 5 pixels. And then a margin bottom of 7 pixels. Let me go to format this correctly. And let's go with some text alignment classes. So let's have a text left. So we'll align everything to the left. Now I am very doubtful that I would ever use a text left, but sometimes your main styling for like a whole entire div might be centered, but you want one thing to be left. So that's somewhere where it could exist, but I'm not sure why I would want to use it. So we want a text center, and then we want a text right. We want to also have a text justify. So basically, it's gonna justify all of our text. Now let's have some text colors. Now I think that colors are pretty important, as you do not want to be targeting individual elements just to change their text color. So let's have a text-white, and we're gonna have a color of white. Now we're gonna go and copy this down a couple of times. Now wanna click on this, wanna highlight the white word, the second word, and press Control D. This will select this second white, and then let's go and type text red, and both are changed to red. We want to go ahead and highlight that, Control D, or Command D on the Mac, and you want to do orange. We want to have green, and you can add them any more. Basically, this is like a starter for you to like. So like if you're lazy from creating this, I just gave you like basically a format of where to start. So let's have some simple text styling, as I rarely use the strong tags and the EM tags for anything. So I think classes are a lot easier to understand through. So let's say text bold. I want the font weight to be bold. Now you can do like 900, but this is more bold. And then want to do a text italic. So the font for that should be italic. By the way, if there's any spelling errors, it can be easily fixed. Alright, so we have created a pretty nice sort of beginning format. So here's one thing I forgot. The special heading font I imported. So let's do a font family. So in single quotes, we want to do Oswald, and then sans serif, just in case that doesn't work. By the way, these styles are from a bigger CSS framework I'm working on, which I will have a series soon. But this is sort of like the intro to that series. We're not gonna work on basic stuff on it. More like we're going to be starting to create nav bars and everything. Now, here's one thing that a lot of people will say is why I didn't use Sass for this, which is a CSS compiler, which allows us to like nest CSS and everything. You can check out, just go on like YouTube or somewhere, search for CSS Sass crash course or something. There's some pretty good ones out there. So some of you would have suggested that I do a text dash, and then this will be a Sass way. So it's not gonna work at the moment. You might want to study Sass before, but this is the way you will do in Sass, just in case you want to do it with that. So it'll be like dot text that, and then we want to use ampersand, we'll say bold, and then ampersand bold to be like the font weight to be bold. Now, obviously, there's no syntax highlighting for this because it doesn't recognize this as a Sass file. Now, if I was, now we can sort of build this into Sass, and then you can compile later, or we'll compile it right now. So we'll do style.scss for Sass. Now, I want to use SCSS because it's a lot more similar to regular CSS. So let's take, so I'm going to go ahead and enlarge this up. Now I'm going to bring the Sass to the right. Alright, so we're just going to look at this and create our Sass. So we can go ahead and keep our import. That's not going to change. Our general reset is not going to change. Our main styling is not going to change. Our container, so what we can do with our container is give this a CSS variable. So if I was to say variables, so there's two type of comments in Sass. You can do 2 forward slashes, which is like the programming way, and then these are multi-line comments. But you can indeed get rid of these and switch to those, but it's all on you. So let's do a max width to be 1024 pixels, so you can like easily change it from the top. And if I was to go to here, I would change this to the max width. Alright, the heading can be brought over, so can the paragraph. But I think the area where most people are screaming is the text alignment with Sass. So if I was to do dot text, and then let's skip the dash for now, and let's do ampersand dash left. So now you can see that we do indeed get syntax highlighting. Now, once again, I can do ampersand dash center. This will be text align of center. And then I can continue on this forever. So I can do right, so I can say text align to be right. And then so on. Now, one thing that I will go ahead and talk about, which Sass does give us the power to, so justify, which, just wait, which is amazing. Alright, so let's just say we're running out of time, but this is sort of the way you will do it in Sass. So let's just say you want to finish here. So there's a free extension in VS Code. Now all your extensions are technically free. So if we go to live, if we type in live Sass compiler by Ritwik Day, he or whoever is the developer team of this, they've developed this extension.